Getting ready to start the main card here. We have making his way to the blue corner. Michael, I believe that would be DeLozier.
Looks right to me. A couple of big boys coming out. Walker Keaton, training partner of mine. Not a small man.
Yeah, and both of these guys have a fair amount of experience too. We've got Michael's got 7 fights, 3 and 4, but won his last fight. This will be an interesting matchup. Anytime you get guys with that much experience, these guys are a couple fights away from going pro.
Yeah. Walker's been training for a while. Been very active recently. Fought in the past, I want to say the past month.
Yeah, I believe he fought 2 weeks ago in Catlettsburg.
Yeah.
I was commentating on that card. And he's on, I think, a 2-fight win streak. He hasn't lost in a couple of years. I think he's got 2 fights in New Line, and he's won both of them. So I've been impressed with him so far.
Yeah, we'll see if he can get his game plan going. Very, very heavy on the cage wrestling. Really likes to use his wrestling background to set up, an opportunity to take somebody down with some cage wrestling, and then finish the fight from the top. Not a slouch, he's purple belt in jiu-jitsu, so he's no stranger to the ground game. But he is a big fan of throwing that right hand and setting up a good takedown, and if nothing else, pushing somebody into the cage so he can wrestle.
His opponent here has got the extra high slits on the slit trunks there.
Yeah.
He's got them all the way up to his hips.
Little Muay Thai throwback there.
Yeah,
maybe?
I was going to say generally a sign that somebody wants that hip mobility whenever they're trying to kick.
Be interesting to see how Walker does with the height difference here. The last fight he had against a guy, former heavyweight or D1 wrestler from Michigan State. Guy was about 6'5", 245, 250. Caused some problems for Walker. That was his last loss that he took. So we'll see if he can bounce back against this taller opponent here.
And sometimes when you're setting up takedowns, it's sometimes nice to be a little bit shorter because you can get underneath of the hips easier. But also, once they start pushing your head to the mat, it's a big difference.
A lot of weight to carry on the back of the head and neck. Got Professor Rob Nickerson, Christian Arias, purple belt, in Walker's corner here. I don't know Michael's corner at all.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with them, but they do appear to be. I'm not sure familiar with the gym, but they have Jim Keller's on, so I'm assuming it's an established gym. I've been really happy with the amount of local fighters who've been able to go on these cards here in Lexington. These are almost a completely different set of people than we see on a lot of the other New Line shows in Southern West Virginia.
Yeah, we were talking about it before this, but a lot of the fighters around here are very game. They're ready and willing to take a fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, first bout of the night is a fun 3-minute round heavyweight mixed martial championship. Fighting on the blue corner, representing Elevated Divinity and 2 of the tribe, Michael Demon Time DeLozier. And his opponent, fighting in the red corner, representing a hormone reaction MMA from Columbus, Ohio, by Lexington, Kentucky, Walker Keaton.
This may be the last fight that you see Walker at heavyweight for a while. I think he's got aspirations of dropping a couple pounds.
He said that in his in-ring post-fight interview after the last one. That'd be the last time we see him at heavyweight, and then we see him at heavyweight 2 weeks later. So. So his opponent taking a measured distance stance, appears to be more of a striker like we expected when we saw the slit shorts. Nice jab.
Nice catch by Walker. Looking at a cage wrestle here. Again, picking up that inside leg. Looking at ankle pick as he's driving his opponent into the cage.
Michael doing a good job so far of not conceding the position. He's still fighting.
Yeah, he's staying nice and high.
It'll be interesting if he can force a lot of wrestling exchanges as being more of a natural heavyweight. Generally, the more wrestling exchanges will favor the guy who's naturally supposed to be outside. So.
And like I said, Walker likes to, his game plan really is to utilize this cage, drive Michael into it, and make him just absolutely tired, just dog tired. Very patient on this cage. Even with Michael having that whizzer and fighting off the takedown. A couple little rabbit punches in there.
We see Walker using good forehead pressure to keep him kind of glued up against the cage. He's looking for an inside triple or Soto Gari action. Twist uses that to get to the back on that underhook, and now we see a Soto attempt here. He might be able to backstep and pull him out away from the cage and finish that, or it transitions down into a single.
Walker's got to be careful here to not burn himself out. Trying these takedowns. Let's see if he can find some inside position and get that base destabilized.
He uses that high crotch to pull him away and maybe go back towards the double, but he's back here in the high crotch position. Having a difficult time lifting the taller opponent.
Hands potentially locked in more of a double leg opportunity.
Michael doing a good job so far splitting the legs to stop Walker from being able to connect his hands.
Good heavy base, utilizing that whizzer. Strong on the shoulder there. He's got that height advantage, so he's able to really use the top of that shoulder to press down on Walker's.
And you see Michael has the composure of a man in 7 fights, right? He's not burning himself out there anything here. Stupid.
Yeah, he's no stranger to this cage.
He's really making Walker work for this takedown. We've seen him on the defensive here the entire round. But see interesting how second, potentially third round plays out.
Walker's got good head position. He's been giving it up every now and then, and Michael's finding some of those little short uppercut shots. They're not super powerful. You're not taking a lot of damage, but you definitely know that they're there when they keep happening over and over again. Nice knee inside by Michael.
Yeah, that's you see Walker playing with that kind of hips back style, looking for the doubles, kind of opens up some space for those knees.
Walker's head's getting a little low. We'll see if he can build back his posture here as he looks for this single leg, looks to dump this. Got 10 seconds left.
Solid defensive cage work here from Michael.
Yeah.
He looks thoroughly unconcerned with have a few seconds left.
I'll be interested to see the cardio situation coming out of that with Walker spending so much time trying to work those takedowns. Michael seems unfazed.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see how these second and third rounds play out, because I would say Walker, not much happened in that round, but I would say he won that round.
Yeah, give it a 10-9.
Yeah, I would say that's a 10-9. Like pretty solid control.
You take damage out of it. You take you take submission attempts out of it. You got you have cage dominance. I think that really is definitely Walker's right.
Michael appears to not be breathing deeply on the stool. Walker looks like he might be. So
yeah,
so
Walker.
Interesting second and third round.
Walker's Achilles heel has always been that cardio. So making it past his last 2 fights to make it out of the first round. So having to hang out with a guy who's clearly, like you said, experienced, 7 fights. He's got a 3-4 record, but 7 fights is nothing to shake a stick at. It's that experience that really takes people a long way in this game. So see how Walker can recover here. See if this break in between rounds gives him enough time to catch his breath, really go back out and try that same game plan. Second round underway. Got Michael's corner telling him to let his hands go, so sounds like he's ready to throw some shots and maybe not get backed up into this cage again.
You see him using nice, short, stiff jabs.
Heavy jabs. Very comfortable on his feet, very comfortable striker. Low hands, though. Seems fairly confident with the reach advantage.
And I think he might be looking to down block if Walker shoots a double as well.
Very Muay Thai-esque. Light lead leg. Looking to throw some snappy jabs in there, see if Walker can push this pace. But if not, like you said, he's going to sprawl on that shot.
He's doing a good job, too. He's using the forward pressure to kind of back Walker up towards the cage. Walker wants to drive him into the cage, he's going to have to go a long distance or turn him from on the cage. Very measured approach here. I'm impressed with what I'm seeing so far. Oh my God.
Nice
Overhand,
little
right?
left overhand.
Now, if I was Michael, I would be very hesitant to throw a lot of kicks, but he threw one kind of feeler calf kick there and a nice jab to the body again.
Curious if it's not like Professor Rob to deviate from a game plan, but
Well, that's a nice stinging right hand from Michael there.
I wonder if this is Walker going on his own and deviating from that strategy that he was looking at initially. That was an interesting little chopping left hand there.
Yeah, kind of down over the top. We saw him time that right hand as Walker threw a right hook as well.
Walker a little late to react to those jabs. I don't know how many he can eat and still expect to materialize anything in this round.
Michael appears very comfortable, but not doing anything silly so far.
Yeah, he's got Walker guessing. He's really on his back foot. Walker's a pressure forward kind of fighter. So it's interesting to see this first round that was so dominant from Walker be such a change.
It's a nice uppercut there on the shot.
It was a hard shot right to the liver.
To the body, yep. We see a swarm here.
This looks
from
like
Michael.
this is going to be potentially it.
Now Walker's doing a good job
See if
tying
Walker
up.
can recover.
He's going to
He's
have to try to
getting
wall walk.
pressed up against the cage. He's letting him stand. He wants that body shot again.
Walker doing a good job protecting his body, but he takes a shot and sits. That's surely a sign from fatigue for a man like that.
That's a heavy body shot to the liver that he took.
Now he's worried
To
about
even
that.
recover is impressive.
A good jab
got-
from Michael.
About 20 seconds left in this round. Let's see if Walker can make it out and weather this storm. Head kick. Mostly blocked. Coming down with a hammer fist.
Oh, and a head kick again.
Got 10 seconds left.
It looks like Walker's going to make it to the bell. Oh, nice right hand, left hook.
He's got a hell of a chin.
Walker's playing behind that shell guard. He's
That's
able to make it to the bell.
Yeah.
Big reversal of fortunes there. I believe we're tied there at one apiece.
Yeah, that's a 10-8 round all day to Michael.
Now, one thing I
DeLozier.
will say is I believe the Kentucky Athletic Commission generally avoids 10-8 rounds in amateur fights.
Interesting. I did not know that.
One of the commissioners was talking to us at the last event, and he said that as a general rule in an amateur fight, if there's something that he considers to be a 10-8, then it would probably be a stoppage.
Okay.
Because the amateurs, they give them less.
Yeah.
Now, I would say that's
Yeah.
the level of control and dominance and the knockdown, and just no offense from Walker. I would call that a 10-8.
Close to a stoppage. It was interesting that Michael let him have that time to recover.
Yeah.
I think he had a real opportunity to finish Walker there and didn't capitalize on it. So still doesn't look tired. Walker definitely ate that liver shot there, and it's tough to recover from that. So we'll see if Walker has it in the tank to keep going.
And Michael's confidence has got to be extremely high going into this third round.
Absolutely.
I think he feels like Walker's best shot, he was able to stop in the first round.
Even losing that first round, I mean, I think we can both agree that not really a loss from a cardio perspective or a damage perspective, more so just a control perspective. So, in effect, that round did the most damage that we've seen this entire fight.
Exactly. Very interesting third rounds. Walker Keaton is going to have to dig deep, ladies and gentlemen.
See how much he recovered.
I wonder what kind of adjustments Rob made in the corner as well. I would
Yeah.
assume a lot of he's calling for forward pressure. Even if you're getting hit, you've got to have forward bias.
Yeah,
You
like I
can't
said,
be
it-
back foot on the cage.
It was interesting to see Walker so dominant in that first round, and then to back away from that strategy in that second round.
I think he feels maybe a little bit tentative coming forwards because of the jabs. But we see he's doing a better job this round. He's not backing up to the cage. He's maintaining forward pressure.
Yeah, if nothing else, Walker Keaton is a stubborn guy. So it's gonna take either a knockout or putting him down. Nice single leg attempt. Interesting to see him give that up so quickly in favor of this clinch work from the cage. But back to his bread and butter from round one.
Yep. And this will be interesting if he can. He's got that knee in the hole where he's probably trying to set up either that single leg or that Uchigari that we saw him setting up in the previous round.
Yeah, he really likes the Uchigari, and more so than anything, I don't know if he's going to be able to get it on Michael here, but Big fan of grabbing behind the knees for that simple double leg, just drag him down the cage, kind of old school cage wrestling.
And that's one of the things that you see with the big height differential here is that when Michael's splitting his legs, Walker's not able to connect his hands around that double leg, which would be,
isolating on this single here, he might have an opportunity to knee to that same liver area that he caught with that left hand last round.
We're starting to see a transition where Walker's head is getting compromised.
Yeah, really focusing on that inside single. A low single is a questionable choice here. Now Michael's sprawling around, looking to find a big knee to the body. Now he's not letting him up, covering those hips. Walker does have an underhook, so if he could potentially free a leg and maybe cage walk, he might be able to reverse this position.
One of the tough things about this spot, too, is you can't get any elevation with that butterfly because of the cage being behind.
No, and that underhook's nullified, right? He doesn't have any legs on the outside to be able to slip out and find
he's lost the
back
underhook
position.
in favor of a 2-on-1.
Looking to underhook on Walker's left side, finding this lockdown with double unders position. He's not going to be able to do much here unless he starts to create some movement.
Yeah, he's starting to look towards an electric chair.
Yeah.
He's got an underhook, but he's just not able to whip up, whip down, get to his sides like he needs to.
He's really got to monitor those shots from Michael here. Very effective position in grappling only, but commits so many of the limbs on the bottom player here to effectively use it in a MMA setting.
10 seconds left. They're calling for violence from Michael in the corner.
Showing off a little bit to the camera.
Thumbs up to his corner. That was an excellent fight, ladies and gentlemen, and I think we saw a good adjustment and game plan implementation potentially. I would assume if you're Michael DeLozier, you probably expected Walker to try to put you against the cage.
Yeah. He's got plenty of game film out there to watch. It's no secret what his strategy was going to be. So I think Michael did a really good job of capitalizing on that research and taking advantage of that height discrepancy, and making Walker carry his weight on the back of his head and neck. Even when he got into those inside single opportunities, even when he had him in a situation where he was giving up underhooks and really prioritizing that whizzer, he still had such a height advantage. He was able to really capitalize on pressuring down on the back of the head and neck and tiring Walker out.
Yeah. And we saw Walker, even though he was tired in that third round, he made the adjustments he needed to.
Came back to his game plan.
He started fighting on the back foot right at the end of those jabs and straight right hands. And especially when you're tired after the first round and you got dropped with a body shot, that's tremendous fighter heart to be able to go back to the game plan, get him back up against the cage. He wasn't able to convert. But those are the kind of things you're looking for if somebody long-term in their career.
A lot of grit. Yeah. Well, the man's full of it. So, unfortunately, he wasn't able to use that that high single that he was able to pull in that third round. They're going to a fourth round.
Oh, this is a championship fight, so I believe it is going to be 5 3-minute rounds.
Okay, it's on our card as 3 threes.
Yeah.
Michael back to his heavy jabs.
Completely different fight now.
Yeah, we thought it was over, boys. We're
So
back.
now that digging deep from Walker in between rounds 3 and 4, or excuse me, in rounds 2 and 3 might play a part here a lot more as he gets down on like a low single. Michael makes him stand.
Yeah, Michael he's okay with those shots because he's able to dump that knee and really turn away from it. Walker going for that low single is interesting. He's not setting it up with any jabs or any overhand punches, which is typically what you look to see when you're trying to find that single leg in MMA. But
I think he's perhaps a bit cautious because he's getting countered when he reads the punches.
Getting backed up against the cage wall. Big head kick from Michael DeLozier.
Oh, and another.
That might be it, folks. Walker's covering up. Ref's looking at potentially stopping this one. Heavy ground and pound, and that's a stoppage.
Very excited after his victory.
Very, very excited. That's why he's the first. That's why he's the first fight of the night.
He's going to go to work with a nice bloody nose and a good
Yep.
story to tell.
He runs security and music for a local club, so he's no stranger to having a bloody nose at work. I don't think. Impressive performance from DeLozier.
We'll see him crowned with this new Line Cagefighting. I believe this is the first time we've issued an amateur heavyweight title belt.
Yeah, it was vacant before tonight.
Great performance against a really tough guy who's on the win streak. How you feel about it?
Man, super good. But I feel like I'm prepared for it. I have a lot of guys pull up fights for me. And so we took this fight for 48 dollars. That's right. But we full of division more wrestlers. And I ain't worried about nobody wrestling. So we'll come in and get the job done.
What's next?
I'll be able to put the guy for me. I'll take it tomorrow for the time period. Or they want to feed me a pro, we can do that too. I'm ready.
Make some noise for Michael DeLozier, your new heavyweight champion.
DeLozier with the 4th round TKO. He's on the 4th.